Okay, in my last video, I talked about one of the reasons why people don't understand the global competition for power. And that is, they think they understand it, when in actuality, they don't. Another reason why people don't understand the global competition for power is the competition for power itself. Because when you're competing, you become emotional, you become lost in the competition. And it creates bias, which is a form of stupidity. This stupidity that is created by the competition for power is one of the reasons why I want to end the competition for power. Because I don't like being turned into an idiot. And that's what the competition for power does. It makes you biased. It makes you emotional. It makes you fight for your fantasy instead of looking for the truth, which is what people should be doing. They should be looking for the truth. Now, that doesn't mean you should abandon fantasy. Fantasy is very important. Very important to the human race, which is why the competition for power exists. It's in fact the most important thing to a human being, the fantasy of how they want the world to be, how they think the world is, and how they think the world was, past, present, and future. The fantasies are very, very important. People kill for them. People will die for them, make themselves into suicide bombs, kamikaze pilots. They'll kill their own kids for a fantasy. And that's why people don't understand the global competition for power. They don't want to know. They don't want to believe that this is the truth, that there can be only two ends to the global competition for power. One is extinction, and the other, world submission. One world government, one world leader. That is a scary thing. I mean, we have plenty of examples of people we would say are bad leaders. And they've done things that scare the hell out of us. Hitler, Stalin, Pol Pot, Mao Zedong, they've become the poster child for what's wrong with a dictatorship, what's wrong with one individual ruling. Of course, the ones that we might consider good leaders are lost to history. They're not remembered. But whether or not we like it or not, whether or not we want to say like, oh, absolute power corrupts absolutely, the fact is, that's how you end the competition for power. You end it by getting everyone to stop competing. And you have to do this through submission or death. Do I fear the end of the competition for power? I don't think it will happen in my lifetime. So I'm not really worried about that. And I'm worried about what's happening beyond the global competition for power. The attempt to prolong it, to try and make it last forever, which is not going to happen. But the danger of extinction, the other way to end the competition for power, is more and more likely the longer the competition goes on. We develop more technology, we develop more dangerous weapons, we do more damage to the world through this lack of leadership. Problems aren't solved. Climate change, things like this. So I do believe that we should end the competition for power. That is the reason why I'm trying to create the Competitionist Party, to find a new way to select leaders and to eliminate. The way we're doing things now is by looking first at the fantasy and then secondarily at the leader. The leader comes out of a group of people that have chosen a certain fantasy. Whether it's the Democrats or Republicans, they have their fantasy of how they want things to be. And then a leader who agrees with that fantasy is selected among them. Well, I believe the leader should come first, because if you think about it, a good leader is someone who could change plans. Now we call people hypocrites if they get elected to office and they promise things, I'm going to do this and that, and then they don't do it. Well, a good leader, on the battlefield, they say, well, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. A good general should be able to change plans, constantly change plans. See, oh, that's not working, let's do this. That's what a good leader, in my opinion, should do. Not stick to some fantasy. One of the greatest leaders, I think, in the 20th century was Deng Xiaoping. He realized communism wasn't working, and he changed things. He changed things in China, and China prospered because of it. One thing he did was he didn't follow along the Soviet Union. He kept the Communist Party, but he changed China while keeping the party. And that helped China change without changing everything and breaking apart. Anyways, that's why people don't, that's another reason why people don't understand the global competition for power, because the competition for power makes people stupid. And I'll go into that in another video, as well as talking about how the competition for power works. So thanks for watching.